Hey, Los Angeles Lakers fans. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you all the latest news. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to receive daily updates on the Lakers. Now, let's get straight to the point. The Lakers are once again looking for a center to bolster their team this NBA season. After a failed attempt to trade for Charlotte Hornets' Mark Williams, the franchise is now evaluating its options on the market to find a key player to strengthen its frontcourt. In recent days, one of the most talked about names has been that of German center Daniel Theis. The player, who recently became a free agent, seemed like a natural fit for the Lakers. However, a new development could complicate negotiations. According to reports in the Greek press, Theis is reportedly considering an offer to play in Europe, with Monaco emerging as a strong candidate to sign him. If this is confirmed, the Lakers will need to act quickly to find a replacement. Theis would be a valuable addition due to his ability to space the floor and contribute defensively. While he is not a dominant center, he would add versatility to the team's rotation. Theis is averaging 4.3 points, 4.3 rebounds and 1.6 assists per game this season, while shooting 32.6% from three-point range. His presence could balance out the Lakers roster, should he still be available. But if he does end up signing with Monaco or another European club, the Lakers will need to quickly find a new name to bolster the lineup. With the season entering its final stretch, the Lakers cannot afford to go without a quality center. The lack of a consistent presence in the paint could be a serious problem, especially as the team prepares for the playoffs. The front office will need to act decisively in the coming days to ensure the team is ready to compete for a title. In addition to Daniel Theis, other names are beginning to emerge as possible alternatives for the Lakers. Among them, Bismack Biyombo, a veteran who has already demonstrated himself to be a solid defender and a physical presence in the paint, could be a viable option. His experience and ability to protect the rim would be welcome, especially at crucial moments in the season. However, his offensive limitations could be a factor to consider. Another possibility would be to explore the buyout market, where veteran players can become available after being released by their teams. With the trade deadline approaching, the Lakers front office needs to monitor this movement closely to ensure the team doesn't fall behind in the race for reinforcements. Meanwhile, Anthony Davis continues to shoulder the responsibility of protecting the paint virtually single-handedly. While he has been dominant on defense and rebounding, the lack of a reliable center to share that load could compromise his physical performance in the long run. The Lakers know they can't rely on him alone to face playoff challenges, especially against teams with more robust paints like the Denver Nuggets and Minnesota Timberwolves. Coach Darvin Ham also faces a tactical dilemma. Without a regular center to fill the rotation, he has been forced to experiment with smaller lineups, relying on players like Jared Vanderbilt and LeBron James to take on defensive duties in the paint. That approach may work at times, but it is not a sustainable solution for a team with championship aspirations. With that, the next few days will be decisive in defining the direction of the Lakers season. The fans are eagerly awaiting news, hoping that the board makes the right decision and guarantees the necessary reinforcements to strengthen the team. Stay tuned to the channel to follow all the developments in this search for a new center. As soon as there are any new developments, we will bring you all the information. Don't forget to like, comment your opinion on the options on the market, and share this video with other Lakers fans. See you in the next one. As the Lakers weigh their options, a key factor in their decision will be the financial impact of a potential signing. The team must balance its moves within the constraints of the salary cap and the rules of the NBA collective bargaining agreement. Any new additions to the roster must be carefully considered to avoid compromising the team's long-term flexibility. Additionally, team chemistry also comes into play. Bringing in a new center means adjusting the rotation and redistributing minutes, which can affect the dynamics already established between players. Darvin Ham will need to find the best way to integrate any new additions without compromising the team's offensive and defensive fluidity. Another point that deserves attention is the new center's ability to adapt quickly to the Lakers' tactical scheme. With the final stretch of the season approaching, there is not much time for adjustments or long adaptation periods. The player who arrives will need to contribute immediately, understanding his role within the system and making the necessary impact from the first games. Meanwhile, the Lakers' direct competitors in the West continue to strengthen. Teams like the Phoenix Suns and Dallas Mavericks have already made strategic moves to strengthen their rosters, making the race for the playoffs even more competitive. If the Lakers don't act quickly, they could lose ground and jeopardize their chances of making a strong run to the postseason. Fans remain apprehensive, awaiting the next steps from management. The desire to see the team fight for the title is great, and the pressure on the front office increases every day without a clear solution to the paint problem. It remains to be seen whether the organization will be able to find the right piece to strengthen the roster and give the Lakers the depth needed to compete at the highest level. As the Lakers pursue the solution, some NBA insiders speculate that the team could consider a last-minute trade if the options on the free agent market are not satisfactory. This would require the team to give up an asset, whether it be a future draft pick or a player currently in the rotation. However, any such trade would need to be meticulously evaluated so as not to upset the balance of the roster. One name that has been mentioned in rumors is Clint Capella, from the Atlanta Hawks. The Swiss center would bring defense, rebounding, and physical presence in the paint, qualities that the Lakers need so much. However, his high salary and interest from other teams complicate a possible deal. Another possibility would be to try to find a player with less financial impact, but who could still add value to the team, such as Mo Bamba, ex-Lakers, who is currently with the Philadelphia 76ers. In addition to the NBA's domestic market, some analysts suggest that the Lakers could explore international leagues for talent. Experienced European players, especially those who have played in the NBA, could be viable options if the franchise wants to invest in someone who can contribute immediately. With the trade window closing quickly, the next few days will be crucial in determining whether the Lakers can find that key reinforcement. The lack of a reliable piece in the paint could be a major obstacle to their quest for a solid playoff performance, and time is running out to act. Fans are still waiting in anticipation, knowing that every decision made now could directly impact the team's chances in the decisive phase of the season. As soon as there is concrete news, we will bring you all the updates. Stay tuned and continue following so you don't miss any details of the Lakers' journey towards their ultimate goal, another NBA title. While the action continues behind the scenes, the Lakers are trying to maintain consistency on the court to secure a favorable position in the standings. The team has been inconsistent in some recent games, and the lack of a reliable center has been evident, especially against teams that dominate the paint. LeBron James and Anthony Davis remain the team's pillars, but the burden on them has been great. Davis, despite his excellent defensive performance, needs more support to avoid getting too tired before the playoffs. LeBron, for his part, has shown an impressive level of performance for his age, but the franchise knows that it cannot rely solely on his brilliance to win difficult series in the postseason. The coaching staff also faces the challenge of adjusting the rotation to minimize defensive and rebounding issues while the board works behind the scenes. Players like Rui Hachimura and Christian would have been tested in different formations, but the absence of a center is still felt. The expectation is that, regardless of who is hired, he will bring not only defensive strength, but also the ability to space the court, making the work of the team's stars easier. In the coming days, the Lakers' final decision could change the course of the season. If the board can find the right piece to fill this gap in the roster, the team could arrive more prepared and balanced to face the challenges of the final stretch. Otherwise, the team will have to deal with this limitation and find internal solutions to compete at a high level. As the board of directors looks for solutions, the pressure on Rob Pelinka, general manager of the Lakers, only increases. Many fans and analysts question whether the franchise is taking too long to act, running the risk of losing viable options on the market. The urgency is justified, because with each game that goes by without a reinforcement in the paint, the team's problems become more evident. Additionally, the Lakers' quest for a better position in the Western Conference standings requires them to address their weaknesses as quickly as possible. Every win is crucial to avoiding a scenario in which the team has to play in the play-in, a situation everyone in the organization wants to avoid. Expectations are also high in the locker room. LeBron James, who is always attentive to the board's moves, has already shown his frustration on other occasions when he feels that the team is not fully committed to building a competitive roster. Despite his professionalism and total focus on the court, there is a feeling that a reinforcement in the paint would not be just a luxury, but rather an urgent necessity for the team's ambitions this season. Meanwhile, other teams continue to make moves in the market. The defending champion Denver Nuggets remain solid with Nikola Jokic dominating the paint. The Minnesota Timberwolves, with Rudy Gobert and Karl-Anthony Towns, also pose a challenge for teams that don't have a strong presence in the paint. If the Lakers truly want to compete on equal terms with these teams, they need to find an answer quickly. The question now is whether the franchise will be able to complete a reinforcement before it is too late. Each day without a decision increases the risk that the most interesting options will disappear from the market. Stay tuned for more updates, as the future of the Lakers may depend on the next moves made by the board. With the pressure mounting, the next few games could be decisive in determining the level of urgency the Lakers front office feels. If the team continues to struggle in the paint against more physical opponents, the need for a move will become even more evident. Behind the scenes, there is speculation that the franchise has already begun exploratory talks with a few teams, but so far nothing has progressed toward a concrete deal. Meanwhile, Darvin Ham needs to find solutions within the current roster to minimize the damage. The strategy of using lower formations has worked in specific moments, but against teams with dominant centers, this approach has exposed the team's limitations. Christian Wood, for example, has been receiving more minutes in an attempt to fill this gap, but his defensive inconsistency remains a concern. Another point that could influence the Lakers' decision-making is Anthony Davis's physical situation. Although he is healthy and playing at a high level, the star's injury history always raises questions about his durability throughout the season. If Davis is forced to deal with more wear and tear due to the absence of a complementary center, the risk of injury increases, which would be disastrous for the team's playoff hopes. With the transfer market still active and some players available, the next few days will be crucial in defining the Lakers' future this season. The board knows that any planning error could cost them dearly and jeopardize the team's chances of winning the title. Now, it remains to be seen whether the franchise will be able to act in time or whether it will continue to rely on improvised solutions to deal with a problem that has been dragging on for weeks. Follow all the updates here on the channel, and be sure to share your opinion in the comments. What do you think the Lakers should do? Should the team stick with Daniel Tice, pursue a name like Bismack Biyombo, or explore a last-minute trade? Leave your comment and stay tuned for more news about the season. With the deadline approaching, the Lakers front office will have to make quick and accurate decisions. The lack of a reliable center could be the determining factor in a possible early exit in the playoffs, and that is clear to everyone in the front office. The truth is that the team needs to balance the urgency of adding a reinforcement with a need to maintain group chemistry and focus on the pursuit of the title. If the Lakers can't land an impact player, they may be forced to adjust their playoff approach, which would require a major tactical adjustment. Smaller lineups with more space for LeBron and Davis to shine could be a viable solution, but it would require a collective effort from all players to make up for the absence of a big man. However, a center like Bismack Biyombo or even a returning Mo Bamba could provide the needed balance between defense and rebounding. While both aren't huge offensive threats, their presence in the paint could open up space for the team's top players and help protect the rim against more physical opponents. The decision of which player to pursue will largely depend on what the Lakers front office believes is best for the team in the long run. Meanwhile, the stars continue to be tested and demanded to the maximum. LeBron James, who has already shown that he is capable of carrying any team on his back, needs more support if the franchise is to truly compete for the title. Davis, for his part, has shown his defensive quality and his ability to dominate games, but he cannot carry the weight of the entire paint alone. The addition of a solid center could alleviate this pressure and allow both stars to focus on their offensive and defensive roles without overloading their energies. With a climate of expectation surrounding the franchise's moves, the next few weeks will be critical. The Lakers need to ensure they are ready for the challenges that will arise in the postseason, and the arrival of a reinforcement could be what is needed for the team to become more complete and prepared to fight for the title. The question now is how the franchise will deal with the team's mentality as the transfer window closes. The Lakers roster is already aware of the team's needs, and while the chemistry between the players is good, the uncertainty surrounding the addition of a new center could create a climate of anxiety. Confidence is crucial in decisive moments, and a big-name addition could not only improve the rotation but also bring a sense of stability to the group, especially for the younger players who are still adjusting to the intensity of the playoffs. The impact of a potential center addition wouldn't be limited to just the technical side either. The team's confidence and morale could be boosted by a smart move from the front office. With a capable center to share the load with Davis and LeBron, the team would be more balanced, allowing the team's leaders to not have to carry the weight of the paint alone. Additionally, the tactical adjustments made by Darvin Ham will be key to maximizing the impact of this addition. Whichever option is chosen, the coach will need to integrate the player quickly into the game plan, as the adaptation period will be short. The Lakers' defensive system, which is already strong with Davis, could become even stronger with an additional center, allowing the team to play more aggressively against stronger opponents. With all these variables in play, the pressure on the front office to make the right choice is only increasing. The clock is ticking, and the Lakers need to act before the playoffs begin to ensure the team has the best possible chance of winning a title. If the franchise can align its financial interests, team chemistry, and the need for reinforcement, the season could end on a positive note, with the team ready to compete for a championship. Now, we just have to wait and see how the situation will unfold in the coming weeks and whether the Lakers will finally be able to find the missing piece to complete their roster and strengthen their fight for the title. With the season approaching its most critical stage, the Lakers know that every move now is vital to their chances at the championship. The pressure on Rob Pelinka, Darvin Ham, and the entire coaching staff is intense, and the need to strengthen is clear. In addition to looking for a center, the team needs someone who not only fits the technical requirements, but also has the right mentality to step into a team with high expectations. The addition of an experienced player with a focus on collective goals could be just what the team needs to give the necessary boost. While the market is competitive and the demand for reinforcements is high, a smart addition to the roster could be the key to giving the Lakers a crucial edge over their rivals. The versatility of a defensively capable center with some offensive ability would be extremely valuable, especially in a season that has proven to be unpredictable and full of surprises. However, the pursuit of such a player needs to be done slowly, ensuring that the team does not make a hasty signing that could compromise its financial flexibility in the future. Meanwhile, the players continue to work hard on the court. Anthony Davis continues to be the main defender and pillar in the paint, but signs of fatigue are starting to appear, which makes the arrival of a reinforcement even more urgent. LeBron James, in turn, continues to perform impressively for his age, but the physical demands of the season are starting to be a challenge, especially when he has to carry the team alone at various times. Therefore, the arrival of a center would not only help with the rotation, but would also lighten the load on the stars, leaving them fresher and prepared for the most important moments of the season. The days ahead will be crucial, and the need to make an assertive decision is clear. The Lakers' success or failure this season could depend directly on the strategy they adopt now. If the team can intelligently reinforce its squad, with a player that brings balance and depth, it will have a clearer path to the playoffs and, who knows, even the title. Fans hope that management makes the right decision, ensuring that the Lakers remain in the fight for what everyone wants: another NBA championship.